Ja, am besten, oder?
Ja.
Also wie du willst, du kannst natürlich auch erstmal nochmal zum Shop, aber...
Nee.
Oh, diesen coolen Drachen an. Weiß nicht, jetzt wieder um 18 Uhr, also es ist 57. Kamera, ne? Also wenn du noch irgendwas speziell für dafür haben möchtest.
Kann man die kleiner machen?
Die Tasche?
Nee, die Dinger?
Nee,
Achso.
die haben eine Größe.
It was one of the first sets ever constructed for the films, and as you make your way inside, I'm sure you couldn't help but notice that it's also one of the largest. Now, the Great Hall stood for more than 10 years in a soundstage just over to your left-hand side before being brought over here piece by a very precious piece for you all to enjoy at the tour today. Now please don't stop in the doorways, keep making your way through the doors and into the Great Hall. We can fit over 400 members of cast and crew in this room at one time, so we have definitely got enough room for all of you in here today. Now as you are making your way in through those doors and having a closer look around at this amazing set, I'm sure you couldn't help but notice that we are dressed and ready for the Halloween feast scene from Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We have festooned the Great Hall with our phenomenal floating pumpkins, just like the ones you will see in that scene in the film. Now I do say just like, as these ones were not actually used during filming. These ones have been created especially for us here at the tour by head prop maker Pierre Bohanna and his very talented prop making team. Each one has been individually hand carved with their own unique and spooky expression on their face, so have a look up there and pick out your favourite pumpkin. While you are looking up there, we'll have a look past the pumpkins. You will see we do not have a great hall ceiling. Remember, the great hall wear and tear over the course of all of the films, and that was the best way to make it last. And it survives some of the biggest scenes in the entire film series, including, of course, the Halloween feast scene all the way back in the first film. Speaking of which, I do have some Halloween treats laid out for you all on the table in front of me here. Now, some of what...
Ja? Das ist schön, Schatz. Und ich denke auch noch genug Zeit. Ich würde für uns viele.
Auch die Wände.
Las normas que pensaba. ¿Sabes?
Oh. Was ist das so?
Nein, das ist absolut.
Gut.
I mean, what would I get if I added habe, aber, oder für viel, habe? You don't know? Well, let's try again. Where is the problem with you? If I ask you to kind of get a music. And what is the difference between Maxwell and Buchstaben?
Y ese bicho gordísimo, ¿quién es?
Foolish one-waving or silly incantations in this class. As such, I don't expect many of you to appreciate this.
Welcome to Dark Arts. During the Harry Potter film series, the Death Eaters featured from the Goblet of Fire through to the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Though the look and feel of the Death Eaters evolved throughout the films, one element that remained consistent way for the Death Eaters. Choreographer for Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, created the art known as wand combat. Drawing inspiration from fencing and dance, wand combat had a unique physicality that defied it. The Death Eaters costumes seen here were designed by Gianni Tumi and crafted by our talented costume team. These costumes gave the Death Eaters their fearsome feel and reputation, which carried right through from their first appearance to their last. Dark Lord, the Death Eaters struck fear into the hearts of men. As the Dark Mark appears, so they are summoned by the Dark Lord himself to do his bidding. It falls to the bravest witches and wizards to combine their power and defeat the Death Eaters. We invite you to step forward and take a photo with our Death Eaters.
Number 2, you want to bring the leg forward and now turn behind. So do that again, just like that, fantastic. Yeah. You're not worried. So you only to be used in a worst case scenario. What am I talking about specifically? Well, if you look at the monitor towards your left, you'll see that there is a move called the Banderillus that Lord Voldemort himself used in the 5th film. Like I said, not very friendly, but in a life and death situation, it's okay. As long as you use it lightly, and if anyone asks you who taught you this move, you can learn it quickly, okay? Alright, let's get that. What you do is you grab your arm.
Kannst du dich mal daneben stellen?
Ja?
Now, everybody, welcome to the studio to London and making the Harry Potter. Now, you have wandered into this little there, so we did use the CGI bit, but those 6 months were not wasted because we had the perfect models to scan, and we have brought back, refurbished. You look at the dementor behind you, and the one to the side of you, because we have 3 dementors, and they are surrounding you today. Now, don't they look spine-tingling, otherworldly material? Now we do have to send them back to Ash.
So there are 2 big challenges with construction. First, deploying the measures, and the idea is it's part of magic, but there's also the fact that there's the safety aspect of the kids being inside. Make releases of audience out of brass, actually quite dangerous. So we have to rubberize all the pieces that are going to be into. Obviously, there was a lot of CGI involved because although we could make treasure grow in a heap, making the individual things ping off one another and multiply had to be a CGI affair. Does that make some treasure?
Raise your wands at the dementor, and together, you know what, finger on head. Let's go! Expecto
Ah, Aragog.
Sorry, what to you?
Gehst du rein? Oder mehr. Ach, hier ist, glaube ich, jetzt dieses Special Effects Show, ne?
I bet he's on.
That massive chicken.
What's the alcohol?
Love driving that.
They always play that at Christmas.
I mean, just
That's
for
if you
the
don't like
real
Ja, ich denke auch schon die ganze Zeit. Gesichtserkennung.
Ja.
Next team have to turn to machines for help. Come on over to the animatronics department.
I think he said animatronics. Mind if I join you?
Vai, mas não precisa, que é promoção. Ele não tem filho.
Monsters are going to nibble off your fingers.
While the design team is busy figuring out what the creature will look like on the outside, other people in the team might figure out how to squeeze all of this on the inside.
Now, you can't just run down to your local hardware store. Most of what you see here is custom made right here in the shop. But they're all
everything goes right, which is usually at the last single second, you get a very realistic creature.
I'll let you into a little secret. Nick has a very big head. And this is it. Obviously, it actually belongs to previous Hagrid.
Well, it was a secret, anyway. Thank you for it. And since you've given it away, as you know, Hagrid is half giant. Robbie Coltrane, the actor who played him, isn't. So in order to have Hagrid appear as one percent,
Parce qu'en fait, il est mort, et il est vraiment mort de tuer, il a plus de nez.
Mais en fait,
Regarde ses pieds. T'imagines que ça soit dans ton lit un soir. T'as du massage là.
Years of developing these huge creatures, as well as more fur, feathers, scales, gears, and servos than you can count. These are massive machines. Aragog, for example, weighed over a ton on set. For this scene, we needed a 40-foot dragon to crash
It's kind of the idea. So in the just on colours, what we need to do is we need to bring the light back from them. So what happens over here, takes about 6 4 days to take the
Mais là, ça, on l'a fait ça sur la tête.
Alors, c'est quel document là? You get a really looking skin. You may think our goblin looks great now, but he's actually missing something. He's bald and he needs some eyebrows. So come on to the next section. So, this is the final process before makeup application, wig making. Every wig is bespoke made for each goblin character. We start off by taking measurements and then we make a base foundation. Each hair is individually knotted onto the base, one by one. And then we come to the eyebrows.
Ja, das gleiche Zeug benutzt immer auch für andere Kram.
Sharpened needle, chopped up hair, and each hair is individually inserted one by one. To make a set of goblin eyebrows takes about a day. Depends if you're making bushy eyebrows, wiry eyebrows. They can take a bit longer or they can take a bit less. So now we're ready for the final process, the makeup application. My favourite bit, actually. Hey Bindi.
Hey.
You ready for this?
I am.
Such a pro. So we put the ball cap on first. And there's a look, isn't there, Bindi? Marvellous. We've got the cowl on, the back of head and the ears. We put the neck on next. And then we put the chin on. And then we put the face. And you can see it moves so well. The sort of silicone just moves like skin. Frown lines, squint, put your tongue out. Naughty goblin. Should we put the wig on?
Yeah.
So the wig is put on and then final touches.
So cool.
Just to break out the image, make sure it's like we've got 3 colours going mark. And then each piece of paper is in individually dipped and then hung dry. And hopefully everything looks great. Put it all down.
Der Wahnsinn. Yeah, it's exactly here. So more concrete, so it's more strong. So just make it wrap, but otherwise it's the original set. This is also Hogsmeade. It's the same set. It's the same set as Hogsmeade. So all they did was cover it. Always so they covered it in snow.
Wollen wir beide Seiten abgehen? Also einmal so und einmal so?
Ja.
ein Eulenladen.
I'd like to see them in person.
Ah, mira, es como. Vas a comprar una. ¿Ya viste la foto de que quedó?
Film auch mit deinem Handy ruhig, ne? Weil das wird sogar noch besser. Also wie du willst halt, aber. Ne?
Ich möchte ja auch gerade mitnehmen.
Ja, okay. Ja, schon
Wer hat die denn eingesperrt? Josi, komm raus.
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Es muss so Spaß gemacht haben, das alles zu illustrieren und zu printen. Wahnsinn. Oh ja.